really just crumbled.
No, he collapsed.
Yeah. So you think you can cook? You know, to do a challenge like this is not as easy as it looks. Well, this is the last and final round. Congratulations to both of you. Let's see what these guys will handle. Today we're going to see who comes out on top. They got a little complacent. Once they get to know where everything is, they have a comfort zone. Well, we wanted to get rid of that comfort zone right away. Catacombs, kind of a place. This is a basement of a building that's 150 years old. It doesn't have the typical organization of a kitchen that you find around here. More like one you find in New York City. I'm really excited about this round because I want to see what they really have to offer and use their imagination and putting something together and seeing if they can actually work in a kitchen. It's going to play into something later on, but we'll see who wins this round. Appetizer is going to be these ingredients right here. Ready? This is going to be a freestyle, no holes barred. Show me what you got. What do you think about that?
Nice.
All right, but you got 20 minutes. This should be interesting. So you think you can cook? 3, 2, 1. Get started.
He said there was nothing, so the initial reaction was a shock, but he said you could use anything.
Having no ingredients, for some reason, completely threw me.
You got to live with yourselves after this,
I saw quinoa. It's a grain that we use at a restaurant, not the same kind, but I said that this would be a particular dish I could bread it with some scallops, and it would be a great flavor incorporation.
Nice brown.
I started doing it, and quinoa wouldn't stick to the scallop, so I had to sear them instead.
I don't know, Robert had an issue, and he had to rethink what he was doing. His crusting didn't come out good, but I'm really excited about tasting that burned garlic he's got going on. We'll see what happens with that.
I was thinking the bruschettas, but it doesn't look good. It wasn't a difficult thing to make.
These guys are going to take all the glory or all the shame today.
I chopped up garlic and the mushroom stems and sausage and oil and put it in the pan.
She's wilting the broccoli rabe, which is actually a good idea. Kind of takes the bitterness out.
I'm very good at stuffed mushrooms.
I see Robert's dish is starting to come together, but yeah, now Kim is just in a waiting game. It's her against the oven.
This is not hot.
Did you turn it down?
Things started to just fall apart a little bit, And then the oven didn't work.
Excuse me, Rob.
Side app I did was cannellini beans. I added some tomatoes into it, basil, seared some garlic with it, and the secret ingredient was the truffle oil. I can't say what the judges are gonna think. They're gonna think what they think, I guess. Here you go. I love the crunch when you crunch into it, and if it's done very well, the crunch just gave you that, that ultimate, feeling of freshness. So that replaced the quinoa for the crunch.
Get yourself off my station, please.
Oh, see, look, they're being so polite. We'll see what happens in 10 minutes from now.
When the oven didn't work, I put them on the stove with a cover.
Kim's gotten a little, has a little issue going on now. But let's see if she can pull it off. She's going to go right down to the wire.
But that kind of failed miserably, too.
4, 3, 2, 1. Put your utensils down. All right, so the moment of truth. A lot of things happen, that oven didn't work out for you.
This is up.
And so you had to change things last minute, but you guys, but see, it's nice to see you guys respond to that, so, I'm glad you were able to still play it on time.
Do I have time for one more? No.
Considering the difficulty you both had, I think you both came out. We haven't tasted it yet. Getting it done in time, I think was very good.
I think you should live with the consequences.
The mushrooms are surprisingly well cooked. I thought they'd be a little.
But I'm sure if it had a chance to really caramelize in the oven, the roasting process would have been better. But you know, it is what it is.
All right, how many minutes do I have?
I like the stuffing. Stuffing's good.
Nice looking dish. Let's see if it has any flavor.
Your presentation's awesome, man. And it's consistent across the board. You're a little rushed, so the presentation isn't as consistent between the meals.
Those beans are great.
It's a secret. That's how you have to kill you.
Kim was dealt a blow because she didn't check if the oven was hot enough.
Right.
And
Partially self-inflicted blow.
yeah, and had she brought that up to our attention earlier and checked it out, you know, when I turned the other oven on, it was 10 minutes away from being hot, and it could have saved. Stuffing was good.
I thought the stuffing was great.
Broccoli rabe was a great. I've actually used a lot of different things, but I've never used broccoli rabe in a stuffing, so that was very interesting. Very nice, very nice.
The beer's still good.
Several of them.
And the beer is excellent. Thank you.
Yes. Really?
It's important to have a good beer.
Cheers. Yeah, you know.
Cheers, sir.
Anything can happen in the second round, and it's still anybody's game, for sure. Gorgonzola, shrimp, pears, and fennel. You have 30 minutes to come up with your entree. Again, you have to make 4 of them, so watch your quantity.
I said fennel. Why fennel?
It's one of my favorite things to cook with, which is why I kind of chose it, but this is my cooking show, so I can do what I want.
The fennel was a real throw off from everything else. Everything else was fine, but the fennel, like, wow.
Fennel has such lovely plumage.
The shrimp and gorgonzola were great. The pears were good. I actually just saw a recipe last week for pears and chicken and asparagus on a pizza, and I was gonna go for the pizza, but I didn't know how I was really gonna present that nicely, and I knew I really had to present better.
I think this is pretty intense.
Just capture the whole dish all in one.
It's so intense, in fact, that I'm drinking a beer and enjoying myself.
The shrimp can take on any flavor. So, you know, I made a broth, roasted butternut squash broth with it, and just steeped it in it and make sure it was cooked properly.
We have pears and asparagus. Okay, very nice. Those are 2 flavors that work well together, I think.
Pears are good. You know, they're semi-sweet, but you have to, you know, sear them to get the caramelization and the sweetness out of it.
Defaulted to the scampi pasta because it was familiar and I knew I could do it
The
quickly.
risotto, that was good. I added the root vegetables, the beets. I love beets. I just like, because it's, you know, that fall, winterish. I just like the earthy taste of it, so I added that with the fennel to incorporate it.
I did the pears and the fennel as I would onions and garlic. I added some garlic. And then for a little color, I added the asparagus.
Kim made a mistake with the pasta because she cooked it for about, 5 minutes, when it should have been dipped for about 45 seconds because it was already cooked. So we'll see how it turns out on the plate, though.
There wasn't a lot of water in the thing for the pasta, so I didn't want to keep moving things around, so I had some trouble with that.
20 minutes left.
I always put artichokes in my scampi, so I put that in with some white wine and lemon.
See, Kim also, I thought, made a mistake here because she should have incorporated all that pasta into the entree and tossed it, but she's not doing that.
And then at that point, I think my brain just was kind of shut down, and I was glad to just finish.
7 minutes left, so you guys have really finished in record time and very well-developed ideas, and I can't wait to try them.
Usually off the bat, prefer the presentation with pasta versus
Artichokes.
sodas. Incredible, dude.
Rob, I think that might be the best one on there.
Be expecting a lot of compliments. This is what it came down to, the final 2.
This is what decides everything.
The presentation on both were great.
5 seconds to plate her meals. This time, wait too long. 45, 35.
Scampi needs some salt.
Lesser of 2 evils, maybe.
I cut through the whole flavor, get the shrimp, the root vegetables, and the risotto all in one bite. All works together really, really nice. It's a nice job, Robert.
I'm not comfortable about the whole day, but we'll see.
Again, the problem I have with this dish is there's lots of color and there's lots of things there, but there's not a lot of connected flavors.
And they both look very, very good. Not to use as a bad sweetener. There's something that he put in there. Unbelievable. The risotto is excellent.
The ideas are formulating as I go.
I would pay for this meal in the restaurant. There's no doubt in my mind.
He doesn't pay for me. He doesn't.
You gotta understand this frame of reference.
Ah, boy.
Both finished well before their time was allotted, which was nice. Really finished in record time.
Which worries me with regards to Kim because her flavors weren't combined enough, and she had time to get those flavors more.
Yeah, in the last round, Kim went right down to the last 5 seconds to plate her meals, but this time they both seemed like they have these plates under control. She had the opportunity, she didn't use it. Unlike the first round, where she kind of got burned by the ovens.
Okay, now I'm in trouble.
I still to this day think Kim may have had the best dish of the whole competition, which was her take on the Mussels Casino.
So you think you can cook?
I think that the two best cooks, chefs, or whatever you want to call her, are standing right over there right
I
now.
don't think you're giving yourself enough credit for how much you came rowing back in the entree.
Not a surprise that you two made it to the end. There were several other good chefs there, but I think you guys proved yourself.
We talked it over, and Robert, you definitely came out on top, so congratulations.
I don't even know what to say. I'm happy, just excited. I did not sabotage you in the oven, I just did. Oh man, she thought I set her up. And it was just, I had to let her know that I didn't sabotage her in any way. I didn't sabotage.
During this competition and getting to know you, we thought it would be nice to create an actual, another grand prize. And Robert, we want to offer you a job.
I kind of got chills during that. I was like,
I didn't know that was going to happen.
All the prizes, cooking for my friends and family is good, but then he offered me that job position. I was shocked. We
decided to create a special position for him, sort of like My Apprentice. I'm always looking for a succession type of thing where someone would like to take over the restaurant. Please do that for me. I'm 46 years old and I don't want to work anymore.
It takes my passion and the cooking, and now I get to travel, so it brings on another certain dimension that I love, going to different places, and it's overwhelming, and it's just.
Check it out. Shoot my
I like this.
To all the ladies in the place with style and grace, allow me to lace these lyrical douches in your bushes. Who rock grooves and make moves with all the mommies. The back of the club, sipping my way is where you find me. The back of the club, macking holes, my crew's behind me. Mad question asking, blunt passing, music lasting. But I just can't quit because one of these homies Biggie got to creep with, sleep with, keep the ep a secret.
Really?
Why not?
It just overwhelmed me.
I just think we should make this maybe an annual event, maybe, and try this out once a year and have a lot of fun. So you think you can cook?